Hi and good afternoon, it's Jim from maverickstar Observatory. We've got some good stuff coming up in this upload for you. We've got the data from Canada, just in from one of our superstars, Kendall. He's also included his Muon detector readings, and we're going to go through them. He's put a lot of effort, and you can see that in listing a lot of the things. But before we get into it, as usual, I want to say a big thanks to just a few people who are managing to keep our observatory above water, and that is to Scott, Jonathan, Robert, Carl. A big thanks to all our patrons as well. And just a very quick announcement, mid-May, guys, you patrons out there, get your messages that you want ready to send out into space. We'll be doing that for you in mid-May, so start working on what it is you want to say. You've got 1 minute time slot or 1 minute time slot to do your video and say what you want, and if you want to include a few other people in that video with you as well, we'll send it out into space for you. That will travel, so long as it doesn't eat anything, for pretty much infinity. So getting into the data that Kendall sent us, we'll be looking at Muon detector readings, and he started to put them in a chart for us. He's included the date, the time, the count, the last 24 hours, rate per hour in the last 24 hours, and the weather on the day. And he's also included some solar activity, so that we get an idea as to what's going on with ordinary daytime temperatures around Canada, as well as solar flare activity and how that affects the readings. So I'll quickly just show you what Kendall's sent us. And as you can see, he's noted there the daily temperatures and what's gone on in the day, whether it's snowed over the night. But if we go a bit further down, he's also added brief solar storm, solar wind uptick, and if we go down there, small CME hit the Earth in the last 12 hours, and you can see the readings for those. So if you want to pause the video and go back over the data that is compiled for you, by all means do. And I'll just say this, Kendall, it's an amazing effort that you've put in there for us with the Muon detector readings. Not only did you only have to just send them once a month to us, but I think it's really nice when you include a little bit more information, and I'm pretty sure the subscribers will be pleased with the extra information that you've included, especially on the CMEs, because CMEs should drive up the rates of muons, in that we get more cosmic rays interact with the upper atmosphere and produce muons. So when we get CMEs, we should really see an uptick in the amounts of muons. So kudos to you. Let's have a look at the magnetometer data that Kendall sent us, and we'll get a better of an idea of just what's going on with that. So at a quick glance, looking at the data that Kendall sent us with it from his magnetometer in Canada, we can see that there's been no dramatic changes, which is really good. I do suspect that when there are dramatic changes, that we might see them in Canada first. You can see it's been buffeting around the 62 on the left hand column, and we do see, if we look back in some of the data that's been sent from there has been some anomalies where it's just suddenly jumped. So like on the month before that we're looking at now, it was around about 60 on the left hand column, and then towards the end it just jumped up to around nearly 62, or just beneath the threshold of 62. So we're getting some good clean data come from Canada. It's one of our regions of special interest because we know the intensity in Canada is reducing. I'll just go and get that video so you can quickly see how much it is reducing over a short period of time for you. So if you concentrate on the top left hand disk, which covers the northern hemisphere of the Earth, and the bottom central disk, which shows us the globe, we can see how much in the last 20 years the intensity over Canada has reduced. We can also see the rate at which the magnetic North Pole, that little white dot, is moving over the northern hemisphere, and at a speed that in which it's doing that. It's covering a lot of distance in just 20 years, and this has led to, as you know guys, if you've been following this, the world magnetic model having to be updated. So you know, we are in this anomaly, and it does seem to be gearing up a little bit. One of the other things you'll notice on the bottom disk is the increase in the South Atlantic anomaly, which is now breaking in two as it goes over towards Africa. And this is going to be something else we need to keep our eye on. One of the other things is, I've noticed with the muon detection readings that we're getting from Canada, they're quite high. They're higher than what we get here in the UK, and they're definitely higher than what we get down in Australia. And the reason for that could be is that it's losing the intensity over the northern hemisphere, and as a result, you know, more cosmic rays are inbound in the upper atmosphere there, and there is more muons to be detected. If that is the case, Brazil right now could be, you know, not the best of places to be on our planet with regards from protection from the magnetosphere. We know that out in space, the protection is weakened by the mid-Atlantic anomaly, that darkest region on our planet, or the region with the lowest intensity. And you know, when satellites go over there, some of them just temporarily power it down. And I know that that's been the case for the ISS as well. As it flies over there, it has had to shut down some of the computers because its vulnerability as it flies over that region. This is only going to become something of more interest as time goes on, especially if the South Atlantic anomaly continues to increase in size. And the other thing about this is, as it increases in size, it's an indication of the world's magnetic field weakening. So just bear that in mind. I've also included the Earth's Alpha at a glance for you guys today. I mean, we do this roughly every week. I'll just mention that link for the website. It is specific for the website, that donate link is, and it hasn't been donated now for nearly 14 days. That means every 7,000 visitors that we get come onto the website to have a look at the data, you know, just simply see it as a free website. And you know, everybody's effort that goes into you know, the work that goes into the putting it up on the website, they feel that it's an entitlement for just free data, which is a real shame. I mean, you know, nobody could run anything for nothing in this world. I would love a world where we all did, you know, just all contribute, but we find another way of getting our resources other than using, you know, the monetary system. But it is very sad. You know, 14,000 people just overlooked the donate tab. I think it's a bit shocking, but let's get on with the data. So CO2, as we can see, is at 442 parts per million. Atmospheric oxygen, 21.12%, which is an enormous amount of oxygen. We don't need to worry about that. There's the latest coordinates that was done only on the 17th of this month for the magnetic North Pole. And we've got the radiation background count for today, as you can see. Volcanoes in eruption, 28. The numbers do seem to be slightly creeping up. We've got the latest earthquake within the last 24 hours, and we only record the largest magnitude for that. Muons per hour per meter squared is 526. There's currently one sunspot, or one sunspot region on the sun. The geomagnetic field at the moment, we're currently in a storm, and solar X-rays are normal. As you guys know, the jet stream condition is unstable, and you can see our magnetometer around the world there, the conditions of them. So starting with Hong Kong, stable. Canada, we know, is depleting, so we classify it as unstable. We've got the Gold Coast, which is stable, although it has been a while now since we had some data come from Richard in the Gold Coast, so it might be worth dropping him a line, see if he's got anything for us. Perth, Australia is stable, and Tucson, Arizona, again another one that we haven't heard of for a while, so it might be worth giving our superstar there in Arizona a quick call, see what's going on, see if we can get some data coming from there again. So yeah, that's what we do here at the observatory. We don't just talk about it. Some of this equipment is bespoke equipment that we use at our observatory, and the reason why we've got this equipment is so that you don't have to buy it. And the good thing about having this equipment is when the government say something, we can verify it with our own equipment. 442 parts per million is in CO2 is not a lot to worry about. It wouldn't be much to worry about if it was 542 parts per million. You wouldn't notice it in any way whatsoever, other than if you looked at satellite photos over the next 2 years, and the only thing you'd see is probably a little bit more greening in the deserts around the world. And that ain't a bad thing as far as I'm concerned, because if things are going greener, it means it's encouraging a diverse range of species to move in that green area, and if we're providing more habitat, then that surely isn't a bad thing for our planet. Other than that, guys, I'm just going to mention the link down there. It would be amazing if we could see some new people come forward and help support this observatory. We do see a lot all the time of the same people, and it makes up a very small number of the 30,000 subscribers we got. Sometimes I like to say, although it states we got nearly 31,000 subscribers, I think the amount of subscribers you've got is the amount that you view your video within the 24 hours. So the real people are the 1,000 people that we get view the videos every day when we put them up. But still, if only 1 or 2 or 3 of those people are supporting it with a small contribution, then it's a very small number of people, when there is more people there that could support it. So the link is there, guys, if you want to help support what we do at the observatory. I hope you see that we do a little bit more than just talk about these topics. We've actually gone out our way to get the equipment for you guys to prove for fact that these things are the way they are and the way we say they are. So other than that, the only other thing to say is, you enjoy the rest of the day, take care of your loved ones, and as always, bye for now.